Now in life, there will always be patterns. There is things that the poor people do that the rich don't do. Now of course, it's not a general rule. It's not like every rich person doesn't do these things, and it's not like every poor person does these things. But they are a common story, a common theme amongst the poor people. And if you can just get rid of these things, there are very high chances that you'll actually be on your path to becoming rich. So in today's video, we're going to be going through 12 of them. First thing is selling their time for money. Now the poor sell their time for money. And the thing is that you can never become rich selling your time for money. This is the thing. There's only a limited amount of time that we all have on earth. We only have 24 hours. A good amount of that time you'll spend sleeping, eating, cleaning up yourself, moving from one place to another. So you're only left with so little time to actually utilize to make money. So if you only utilize the time that you have to make money, that simply means that you can never become really rich. What the wealthy people do, the rich people, is that they utilize other times when they are not working to actually make money. They'll make money while they are sleeping. They'll make money while they are playing basketball. They'll make money while they are on the toilet. How do they do this? Using different mechanisms, using businesses, using investments. You know, they'll do maybe real estate, they'll do apartments, get people to rent out their places, and while they are sleeping, while they are doing another job, they're actually making money. They'll, for example, do a YouTube channel like this, and after I've recorded this video, while I go to sleep, I can actually make money. So if you want to actually get out of the poverty circle, you need to stop exchanging your time for money. Number two, that poor people actually do is that they don't have savings. Poor people always live to paycheck. They never have savings, and not having savings places you in a lot of chaos. It means that you'll consistently be in debt because you'll always have emergencies. It doesn't matter who you are, you're certainly going to have emergencies. And when emergencies come, that means the only options you have are either to steal. That's why you'll find a lot of poor neighborhoods with a lot of poor people will actually have a very high crime rate because the people have resorted to stealing. Or you're going to end up borrowing in order to solve your problem. So you end up borrowing, that means you get into debt, then you get into more chaos because sometimes the debt will have interest. You're going to have to disturb other people. So poor people never save. If you don't save, you're setting yourself up for trouble. You're setting yourself up for poverty. I know a story of someone who was actually given a once in a lifetime opportunity to be a distributor for a company. Only if he had money. If he had money, he got an opportunity which, you know, very few people ever get. He only needed money to invest into a place which he could rent, and the company was going to give him the product for free, the beginning product for free. He would only have to sell, keep the commission, and take everything else. But he didn't even have money to pay for rent. Can you imagine? When they have offered you everything else for free. Why? Because he hadn't saved. He lost a once in a lifetime opportunity to actually become rich because he didn't have any savings. So poor people don't save. Rich people make sure that they save. Number three, the poor people will always have victim mentality. It's terrible. Always someone else is the reason why they're not making it to the top. It's the politician, it's their parent who didn't raise them well, they didn't feed them well enough, so their brain didn't develop. Friends at work who don't want them to, you know, make it to the top. They don't want them to make it to the top of the company. The problem is that supplier who always supplies the things late. It's that customer who is always complaining. Sometimes it's even the location. They're like, oh, I was born in a poor country. If only I had been born in, for example, the United States of America, I would make it to the very top. That's pathetic. If you don't take responsibility for your own life, that means that you're leaving everything in your life into the hands of fate. The people who don't take responsibility for their lives always believe that life was meant to be for them like that. That's pathetic. That's a very terrible idea. You need to make sure that you take responsibility for your life. If you take responsibility for your life, you'll actually do things, take actions that ensure that you make it to the top, that you get money. And if something goes wrong, it also means that if you take responsibility, then you can do something about it. You can change it. If you're doing a business deal and something went wrong, then if you know that you can take responsibility for it, then you can sit down, think, what did I do wrong? What could I have changed? How could we have changed things? Then the next time you get an opportunity, you can actually do the business deal better. But if it's always someone else's problem and not your problem, then you'll never become rich. Number four, poor people always watch too much television. Now, I know this is crazy, but research has been done in the US before, which showed that of the people who earn less than $9,000 a year, 34% of them averaged watching more than 5 hours of television a day. Can you imagine? More than 5 hours of television a day. Of the people who earn more than $150,000 a year, only 1.1% of them watch television for more than 5 hours a day. So that simply shows that in order for you to make money, the people who actually make a lot of money never have time to watch TV. The people who are broke, the guys who are not making a lot of money, are the ones who are spending a lot of time watching TV. So how about you just cut off that TV? You know, maybe that reality show, that sports show, all those things. That time You know, those 4 extra hours you're using to watch TV, you could utilize to read, learn a few more things, you know, talk to a few more people, watch YouTube videos that are giving you advice on how you can make more money. Utilize the time to make sure that you learn a few more things and stop wasting the time watching TV. 5, the poor people always live beyond their means. It's crazy. They are seeking to impress people with things that they don't have. And how do they do that? A lot of times they'll end up going to the bank, borrowing. That means they get into debt. They get into more trouble because then they need to look for money. Every time that they get money into the account, they are paying off debt instead of trying to develop themselves. If you're living beyond your means, it doesn't matter how much money you earn. Even if you earn $1 million, you're going to end up in debt. You're never going to develop yourself. You're never going to become rich because you're living beyond your means. In order for you to become rich, you need to make sure that you live below your means. That ensures that you have money to save. That ensures that you have money to invest. That ensures that you have money to start businesses. That ensures that you have money to utilize when you get emergencies. So poor people live beyond their means. Rich people make sure that they live in their means. Number 6, poor people switch jobs very often. Now, the thing with poor people is that it's always about getting a job. I have a job, so I can work, I'm getting money. You can never become rich if you're only focusing on getting a job. The thing about getting a job is that the next best opportunity that you get, you'll go over there. Why? Because they are paying you $100 more. So you leave this job, go over there. That's not how you build wealth. The thing with building wealth is that wealth is built from skills, and skills usually require time for you to learn. If you spend more time in a particular place, maybe one job or one business that you're trying out, you spend as much time as possible over there. That means that you're harnessing your skills. You're becoming excellent at what you're doing. You're learning as much as you can in the industry. And what that means is that over time, 5, 10 years, you're going to actually become an expert in the industry. And that means that your time will be much more valuable compared to how you were at the very beginning. So the poor people, for them, they'll switch over from one industry to another, from one place to another, because they're giving them a little bit more pay. The people who are wealthy focus on growth in their career opportunities, in their business opportunities, and they'll spend as much time as possible in one place because they want to learn and get to the very top, and that way they can earn way more money. Number 7, poor people will always get caught in dysfunctional relationships. Dysfunctional relationships, especially romantic relationships. If you're in a terrible romantic relationship, the person that you're relating with doesn't value you, is not positive, they're always pulling you down. Sometimes they're addicted to things, they're forcing you to take alcohol, they're forcing you to take drugs. You're certainly going to make it to the bottom, because the people that we marry, the people who we spend a lot of time to, the people who our hearts are connected to, influence a lot on our decision making. They influence a lot on who we choose to talk to, on what we choose to do, where we choose to commit our time. And so if you're spending a lot of time trying to settle a dysfunctional relationship, you're in a race to the very bottom. So my advice to you, if you want to become rich, get rid of dysfunctional relationships. Get rid of them, quit, and focus on building relationships that are actually going to take you to the very top, just like the rich do. Number 8, poor people will have their paychecks already spent before they even get them. Now this is very easy to understand. It's because they are earning so little and they have too much to spend. So in the end, they're going to have nothing to save. They have debts. They have a lot of things to spend on, but they don't have money coming in. What that means is that by the time the money comes into the account, the person is actually already in debt. They're already paying off previous debts. Come on, don't be like that. Don't be that kind of poor person. The rich people will make sure that their money is planned for. By the time they get a paycheck, everything has been planned for. They know what money is going into savings, what money is going into investments, what money is going into groceries. They plan. They don't spend their paychecks before they even arrive. Poor people will always hang out with broke people. You see, it's not hard to understand. If I just find you and all the 5 people you're always spending time with are broke, what do you expect me to think about you? And in the end, what do you expect to get from 5 broke people? They're the people you're always spending time with. They won't give you any ideas. They don't understand how to close a deal. They don't understand how to think in a business perspective. They don't even give a damn about saving. If you're spending time with broke people, it's inevitable that your mindset and the way you think, the way you do things is going to be a broke kind of mindset. The rich people will always spend their time around rich friends. If they don't have any rich friends, they'll spend their time on YouTube watching rich people, learning from rich people. They'll spend their time reading books written by rich people because they don't want to spend their time with broke people. You spend your time around broke people, you spend your time around people who don't develop you, you're going to become just like those people. If you cannot physically get in touch with rich people, then get in touch with them through different ways. Watch videos from them on YouTube, read books about them, follow them on Instagram. Despite the fact that you're not physically with them, you're actually going to be with them in very many different aspects and perspectives, and those people are going to impart a lot of great things upon you. Number 10, Poor people have fixed mindsets. Poor people believe that the world was made for them like that. They're like, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. You know, if you're the kind of person who believes that whatever will be, it means that it takes away responsibility from you for you to try and change your life. So poor people believe that other people are just lucky. The people who are becoming rich, they are meant to be rich, they are naturally gifted to be rich, and or maybe they are just lucky, and so for them, because they are poor, they are just naturally not lucky, they're just not blessed to be able to come up with solutions. They have fixed mindsets. Yeah, if you want to change your life, if you want to become a rich person, you need to make sure that your mind is open to opportunities, your mind is open to growth, your mind is open to change. You believe in the possibilities of actually getting to the top, and you know that you can actually change things about your own life. 11. Poor people lack follow through with ideas. So if you don't follow up with ideas, you're never going to get anything, because you need to make sure that you're taking action. The thing with poor people is that they have a lot of ideas, because the kinds of places that they chill in, the things that they keep doing, it's always problems. They're always in problems. They're always in trouble. There's always a problem. And the thing about making money is that money is in solving problems. So if you're always about problems, you'll always have ideas. They'll get a lot of ideas. What if we do this? What if we do this? But the problem is that they never try to implement them. They don't sit down and they think about it. They don't try to follow up. The thing with rich people is that once they get something, once they get a problem, they'll sit down, think about a solution, and follow through. If they need money from someone, they'll follow through, go look for someone who can give them money. If they need an idea from someone, they'll sit down, ask for a meeting, sit down with someone, and try to get ideas of how to solve a problem. So poor people don't follow through. Rich people, they always make sure that they follow through and bring solutions, because solutions is where money comes from. And finally, poor people are very entitled. They shamelessly ask for money from anyone that they can come across. It's because they don't want to work hard. If you don't want to work hard, you're going to feel like the world owes you things. There's a lot of people I've physically come in contact with, and they believe that the world owes them things. They want someone else to work, and they want to get the reward. Sometimes they'll just end up stealing, they'll end up robbing, they'll end up murdering people, because they feel like what this person has, I need to have a cake or a slice of it. And that's just not how life works. You need to make sure that you're not entitled. You need to make sure that you work for your own things. Because your father has a car, because your father has a beautiful house, because your father has millions in the bank account, that doesn't mean that's your money. You're not entitled. That's not your money. You need to make sure that you work for the things that belong to you, and you earn everything that belongs to you. And that's how rich people think. Rich people actually do believe and know that they've got to earn what they have. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell. That way you never miss out on an upload. Catch you very soon with another video. Lots of love. Bye-bye.